Hey guys, thank you for watching part 2 of my tutorial on the Tumbler dress. Now there are some changes that I made throughout this video and I do apologize, but you will see some captions under the video, and I want you to read it very carefully so you understand what I did differently and what I thought was best and what I shouldn't have done. This dress was a little tricky because I had envisioned certain things and it didn't come out the way I wanted it, so I tweaked it and changed it. So that's why I want you to pay real close attention to the changes that I've done. So again, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'll be glad to go ahead and answer for you.
All right, so there's so many ways you can actually do this cup. You can actually do the gold decal around the dress, which I've thought of doing, and also as well as for the belt that'll be going on this cup. And I thought about it, but then if I do that, then I'm going to have to epoxy this cup all over again. And I'm done with this cup. I don't want to do anything else with this cup. It's going to stay the way it is. You guys have chances to tweak it and add your flair to it. So this is going to be, now that I've decided it is just going to be something simple. And that's just the way it's gonna stay. Hey Stephanie, I was about to do your cup today, Steph. Today was gonna be your day for your cup, but I didn't have time. I had to cook, I had to clean some of my areas. I had so much going on. But real quick, we're gonna add the flair to this thing right now. So the rhinestones and the pearls that I'll be using, you guys can get this on Amazon. And then I use these right here for the rhinestones. Really cute, really cute. I can't wait for you guys to see the bling on this. It's gonna come out really cute. I have an idea of how I'm gonna do the belt, but everything else around it, I'll probably keep it nice and simple. You guys also can put a decal on your lap before your last epoxy. Put a decal like Mrs., or you could put a name on here. It's best that you do whatever you want to cover up, and you can't really see it, but right here there's the Ozark logo, but you can't really see it on this camera, but it is, I can see it just a little bit, and it's a little lifted just a tiny bit, but I don't want to sand it anymore. I just want to keep it the way it is. All right, so let me keep it going here. So one of the things I want to go ahead and do is I want to line up this cup perfectly. So I need a line. So what I'm going to do is do a little hack. Actually, it's the other way around. I want to do it like this. And then I'm going to grab a marker that can come off easily and not ruin the cup. And I forgot to grab that. Give me 1 second. All right, so usually what I do is I use something where I feel that the object is gonna land exactly or be straight onto this cup. So I use this, I feel it's right where I need it. And I use this book to kind of lift, level up the cup to this right here, this measuring cup. So what I do is that I keep it, and this is a Sharpie. This is actually a, one of those dry erasers, so I prefer that so I know where I'm going with it, and just put it against the cup and spin it. And look at that, it's perfect. So that's where I'm gonna go with this cup on the belt, on the embellishments. All right, actually, yeah, that works pretty well. So this is the best option right now. It'll come out clear, but you also don't want to add too much because then you can see the glue kind of giving that haze white look to it. So you want to be extremely careful with that.
Oh my God, you guys, I am no professional when it comes to rhinestones and, obviously pearls. The wax tip on this was giving me issues for the pearls. I don't know if it's because it has weight to it. It's not a shiny or flat surface. That's probably what it is. But I was acting as if I knew what I was doing because I have worked with cups with rhinestones on it. I did one in particularly, but this was a little different, and I'm pretty sure you guys will get the hang of it. The first try is going to be a little difficult. Unless you see my video and you kind of learn from those mistakes. But the one thing I do want to let you know is the pearls, like, do not lay your pearls on there permanently just yet. Well, the center one. You want to go ahead and use a dot glue or something like a piece of tape or something and place it in the middle of your belt. And then place the permanent rhinestones around it. When you do place your rhinestones, put a very tiny bit dot, and I mean very minute, very tiny, a little dot of glue, and then put your rhinestones on there because it's going to haze out, and you're going to see it on your cup from your epoxy, how shiny it is, and then all of a sudden you're going to see that haze. So when you're trying to clean it with alcohol, 91% alcohol, which I know everybody's going to have a hard time trying to look for alcohol, and that is true because even I have a little bit of issues trying to get alcohol, but use the alcohol, spray it on there, and then rub the haze from the rhinestone itself. Now, it's not possible, I don't think it's very easy to remove it from your cup, but there's another solution for that, and I'll tell you that at the end of the tutorial. So as you try to use the 91% alcohol, it does help. It also cleans your rhinestone on top for it to not to look so hazy. I'm pretty sure you're going to get some rhinestones that are haze. Don't worry about that. It will clean right up. So if it gets really hazy, it's not shiny anymore, don't worry. We can clean that up. It'll go away. But the other issue is that you can also use acetone. And if you use acetone, that pearl will end, that shininess that it has, that gloss is going to be gone, and you can see the plastic straight through. So I prefer that if you're going to do rhinestones and you want to clean it right away, if you already placed your pearl on there permanently, then yes, you can use your acetone. Your alcohol. But if you're going to use acetone, it's fine, but don't leave your pearls on there because the acetone will rub that beautiful shiny surface away. Hey guys, okay, so I have a tip for you guys that are planning on doing rhinestones in the future, or you've already done rhinestones. Here's a tip and trick that I found out. Oh, technically I learned by mistake. So as I was pouring the glue into the bottle, the needle nose bottle, which I don't know what it's called, but I'll put the description below once I find what the name of that bottle is. But I was gonna pour it inside the plastic bottle, and that made no sense because it takes forever for the glue to fill up on that bottle. So what I decided to do is place the glue on the needle nose tip of that bottle and squeeze a small amount in the center of it. And I didn't want to kind of go overboard around where it twists. So just the center of it, and that's it. That's all you need, and it pours out a tiny bit of amount of glue, which is perfect. And you want to keep the bottle upside down, so find yourself a small glass or something and keep the bottle upside down. So don't forget, okay?
Okay, that's the way we're going with it. So good to know. And then I gotta clean it. If you get hazes on your rhinestones, that you can clean that off.
Okay guys, so real quick, I ruined the pearl trying to clean the rhinestones and get the haze out, so I had to redo the pearls, and you'll see now. Alright, so as I said before, we're going to go ahead and leave the marker marked onto this cup, so that way I can use my stencil, make sure that it's leveled perfectly and it goes symmetrically onto this cup, or my pearls might end up looking a little off-centered. Alright, and then if you notice, you guys, if you have your marker showing through from the decal that you just placed on over the marker, you don't have to worry about that. You just use a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and it'll come right off. Even if the decal's on there, it's not going to rub off the color of the decal. As you can see, you can't see anything. So just use rubbing alcohol and it'll come right out. And make sure that your decal is thin enough so that the pearls or the rhinestones won't show your decal. And if you do want to show your decal, that's fine. Leave a little separation in between and it'll look like a chain. Alright, so now that my pearls are in, I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and add my center pearl, because I'm not going to use anything abrasive or kind of like acetone to make sure that nothing happens to this pearl, because that is my focal point and that's what you want. You don't want your focal point to be tarnished by anything by cleaning those rhinestones. Alright, so you notice that I'm moving around the pearl with glue underneath it, which is a big no-no, because eventually I did see the haze go around the pearl, and as I was practicing on adding these pearls with the glue, the fusion glue, it made it more understandable that I needed to use just a dot, a little speck of glue, and I did that eventually on the top part of the dress. So I suggest that you try your very hardest to just put a little dot of glue, very minute. It'll stick, it won't go anywhere, but just so that you don't have so much to do when it comes to cleaning or rubbing around those pearls from the haze of the glue. Oh my God, guys. Okay, so like I said, this is a learning curve for me. I don't usually do these embellishments on a cup unless it was just a full-on rhinestone cup. So this is new. I noticed that as I was placing these glues and moving them away quickly, it was dragging glue onto the cup itself. So I used a paper towel. I wet it with water and placed it on there so that when I drag it, then I don't drag that glue on top of that tumbler as well, because then that means I have to learn to clean that part, which eventually I learned what I needed to do. Okay, so that was done, and you'll notice that I'll stop using the paper towel because I notice if I actually dab the glue on there and kind of pull it up slowly and then away from the cup quickly and not upwards, more towards the side, then I'm golden. Then I'm not actually dragging glue all over this cup. So I want you guys to really learn not to drag that glue. All right, as for the fabric, I decided to go ahead and place fabric on this cup. I thought it was going to be cute. I have tried to epoxy over this fabric, and it gave it like a purple look, a very light purple look. So I had to ditch that and have it just a regular plain old fabric. The only thing I did was maybe place glue on the ends as I'm doing now, and that will keep it from tearing up or loosening up. So that worked out pretty well. You don't have to place fabric on your cup, but I decided that if I do place fabric on this cup, then it's going to be a keepsake cup. And what's a keepsake cup? It's when you use it maybe for one time, or you don't use it at all. You just want to place it somewhere to commemorate the day that you guys or someone got married, or someone's birthday, or someone's special day, just someone's special day. So that's what I did, and that's the reason why I use the fabric. And again, you don't have to have the fabric on here. You can just leave it plain Jane. And it's not going to be a plain old cup is what I mean, but you don't have to have it that extra wow factor. Usually simpler is better, and without the fabric, you can dirty the cup as many times as you want and still be able to wash it. With the fabric, unfortunately, if it gets dirty, it's going to be extremely hard to wash. So that's why I call it my keepsake cup. Now, if you guys are wondering why am I using a light to this, well, it is extremely dark. It's an LED light. It's a regular light. I'm not using resin, UV resin. So don't think this is UV, even though you can use UV resin for this, if that makes it better. I've never used UV resin. I want to try it one day. Maybe this cup would have been better with the UV resin. Maybe one day, but if you guys know more about the UV resin, I suggest you can use it as long as it doesn't have a haze around those pearls or rhinestones. I use the light specifically because it is very dark outside, so the lighting is not that great, and I wear glasses, so my eyes are not getting any better. Everything seems a little jumbled together on the pearls for me at this point, so I'm trying to adjust my eyes, kind of blink once in a while, just so I can make sure that the pearls are placed in perfectly. Now, also keep in mind that when you place your pearls in this manner, or you remember, you can make the shape of the pearls or the front of this dress differently. You don't have to mimic what I'm doing. You can always turn it into a diamond shape or anything that you can think of. Go online, do your research on a pendant, and look at the way they do their shapes on those pendants, and you can pretty much mimic those and place it on the front of your belt. Oh my God, guys, look how pretty they came out. Now the pearls, if you're gonna do a section around those pearls, make sure that you calculate their settings right, because sometimes they'll be too tight. You're gonna have to separate them just a little bit so they can fit. Right, you guys, I do apologize. I forgot to turn on my camera to record me placing the rhinestones around the pearl. Now, I did see an image online, and it was a wedding dress belt is what I typed in it for the Google search. And this is what I saw, and so I wanted to recreate that. So I placed rhinestones around the pearl, the smallest rhinestones, not the smallest, but slightly small. And it came out fantastic. So I need a cutoff point on this belt. I don't want to take the rhinestones all the way around the dress. So I decided to kind of make it halfway of the belt, and it worked out phenomenally. So I am very happy about that. As I told you, you can clean your rhinestones in different ways, but I decided to use rubbing alcohol so I don't ruin my pearls, because my pearls were already set. So I used rubbing alcohol and a toothbrush to clean the rhinestones, because they did get hazy, and that was the one thing I was trying to avoid a lot. Here I placed tiny little glue and started learning the trick of the trade at this point, and I said, let me just put little dots of glue, very little, but again, I couldn't see very well, so I don't know how much I was placing on the cup, but it worked out. Like I said, at the very end, I learned how to clean it, how to kind of give it that shine back again, and I'll show you that later on, but you guys got to try that. Use the little rhinestones around the pearls if that's what you decide. Again, it's your dress. You can do whatever you want with it, and it's stunning. I love the way my creativity made this dress into something a little different. I like it. All right, and I placed tinier rhinestones at the very end to make it look like a cutoff point. Now you see me counting. I need you guys to remember that. Count each pearl on each side so you know it's even. And then place your rhinestones. Don't forget. All right, guys, you see, I'm going to show you how to place the glue in those little small needle nose bottles. Just the center of it. You seen that? Just the center, just a little bit until it comes up, and try not to do it all the way from the top of that cap. So just the center, that's all you need. All right, guys, guess what? I didn't finish the other half of the dress, so I'm able to go ahead and show you how I did the other side. So if you noticed, I'm placing the glue on each side in between two pearls. Then I place my rhinestones in between, just like that. And it's so cute. It's absolutely so cute. Now, if you want me to tell you the size of the rhinestones, I'm not quite sure. I kind of winged it, kind of added the size I wanted it in between those rhinestones. You can do any size you want. I went ahead and did 2 at a time on each side of the pearls, just like that. Put a little dot there, and then 1 dot on the other side to kind of get it out of the way as quickly as possible. So I'll continue to do that along the way. So once I had what I wanted, I was going to do a smaller size in between those 2 rhinestones. Just like I said, I saw a dress, a wedding dress with the belt on it, and I thought, you know what, I want to do that. All right, so now I'm going to place 2 more stones, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the ones in between. You guys, this is so cute. Like, really, really cute. I just love seeing bling. All right, so I'm adding the 2 little dots in between, and I mean really, really small. I think this may be a 2SS, like the tiniest ones that they have. And I just place them right in the middle, right in between the 2 rhinestones. Alright, so you guys can have a vision of what I'm doing here, and I'm pretty sure you guys will do the same on your dress. I'm going to speed it along, and once I get close to the ending of the halfway of that belt, where I'm going to add the tiny little rhinestones to kind of like do a cutoff, then I'll slow it down for you guys. All right, so we are at the point of where we're gonna go ahead and end the rhinestones on half of this belt. So I'm gonna use the smallest one of the rhinestones, which is the same size that I placed in between the bigger rhinestones. And I'm gonna place 3 dots on one side above that pearl. So I wanted to go all the way around, but I can't. Because you have to keep in mind that you're placing your other pearl next to the end of that pearl, and start the next pearl next to it. So I had to do 3 small rhinestones up top, but you want it to kind of fit close to the pearl as you place them down. And then you want to stop where the decal is at, because that's where your next beginning pearl is going to be at. So just do 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and then if you notice the other side is pretty much the same way, and that's what I wanted to do, and it worked out. It really did come out so good. I am so proud of myself on this one for practicing. I'm just so ecstatic. I kind of wish I had a real belt that looks just like that. That is so cool. So I'm placing my last little rhinestone on top. Like I said, do not do it all the way around the pearl, just halfway, because you got to add that other pearl next to it. And that's pretty much it right there. I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely so cute. So cute. Look at that. I'm so proud of myself. I have to say it again, I can't help it. And when you do something like this, so creative, and you absolutely love that cup, something you created, you're in awe. All right, so I'm counting my pearls. Obviously, I'm counting my pearls. I want to make sure it is going to be centered. How many do I have to put on one side? How many do I have to put on the other? And then the last pearl. So I just placed this tape because I just wanted to stop at a certain point where I felt it was the middle, and then continue it with the pearls. Kind of like a stop and go. So now that I know where my center is going to be at, then I place the tape back on the top, just partial of it, because remember I still got to finish the rest of the belt with pearls. And then that last pearl is going to determine if I need to do a bigger pearl or 2 small pearls, or I can do the same size pearl. And this tape is just not happy right now, but I want to reuse my tape. I don't want to get a new tape. All right, so now I kind of figured that's my center. Now I gotta put a little bit of glue, which I should have been placing dots on there, but I was in a rush, and most of us are like that. We're slightly impatient. We can't deny that. And I just wanted to finish it and see how pretty it comes out. And I hate moving these little pearls because it just makes it so messy. All right, so this is about to be the kicker one. Like, what size do I add in the center of this dress so it'll fit? So I'm still determining that. Nope, that's too small. So I decided to go with a bigger pearl because it fits. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add the fabric, and that's if you wanna add the fabric. I chose the fabric, of course. I thought it was so cute. And I had some ideas. Originally, the fabric was gonna go where the belt line is at. That's where it was gonna go. But then I wanted the fabric to have some length to it. Kind of like if you picture a wedding dress and it flows in the back, that's what I thought of. So I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and place it on top of that and and this is where I was debating. I think I'm going to go ahead, either do rhinestone or pearls. And then I was like, I think I'm going to do the pearls because the pearls are a little bit more wider than the rhinestones. And I didn't want the rhinestones too big on this dress. So I said pearls will cover up the seam. And it worked out. It really did work out. So as you can see here, I positioned where I wanted it and had the fabric lay as flat as possible. I didn't want it lifting at the seams. And then I put glue all the way on the top, but I kind of smushed that glue in there. And then anything that I felt glue was not landing at, then I'll go ahead and add some glue to that as well. But I put a little bit. I didn't put a whole lot. I did not want my beautiful pink glitter to be so full of, the fumes, that whitish haze kind of come on top of that epoxy. That was my biggest worry. And then of course I had to stay here for a little bit until the glue dried. And that did take a little bit of a time. So you guys be prepared for that you're gonna have to somehow just hold it in place for a little bit. Glue dries fast, but when it comes to specifically this, it took a little bit longer. And then eventually I put some rubber bands around it once I knew that the glue was on there, not permanently, it was still a little tacky and wet. Then I decided to go ahead, and I knew it wasn't going to move around. Let me place a rubber band around it and hold it in place. Yes, guys, we made it. I took off the rubber bands from around there, so the fabric held out perfectly. It's stuck on there. It's not going to go anywhere. Even if you want to rip it off, it's going to be hard to rip it off. So the front of the dress, we're going to do the same thing what we did to the belt. We're going to go ahead and place tiny little bits of glue all the way around the top. And keep in mind, as you're pulling away, don't forget, on the beginning of your cup, you want to put the pearls on there, but you want to pull that glue away upwards and don't squeeze as you do that, so you don't actually go ahead and drag your glue with you. So this is going to be done very quick. You already know what you need to do. I'm in love with it. I absolutely love it. And then you're going to see me place the pearls over that fabric, and you'll see how it covers it up really good. Like, I'm surprised. But I kind of knew it was going to work. I just didn't know how well it was going to work. All right, so this part of the bow and placing your pearl close to it was a little tricky for me. I was trying to get underneath that fabric and it wouldn't budge. So I put a lot of glue on there. So I had to play with it and kind of go smaller on the pearl so it can fit. So as you can see, it was a little difficult, But I'm gonna jump straight ahead now that I found a way to get the pearls on there so you can see the next step. Just do the other side the same way I did on this partial of the cup. We did it, we're done. Yay, I'm so excited. All right, now the hardest part for me, okay, so that it won't be hard for you guys, was to test what to do to bring my beautiful epoxy under above this glitter to make it shiny all over again, because I can't re-epoxy it. I don't think. I don't want to try it because I don't want my pearls to look like there's epoxy on it. So I used acetone, I used alcohol, I used goof off, I used car wax, I used everything, pretty much anything I can think of. So I also used floor wax. So that's, you guys gotta buy floor wax. I'm sorry, gotta buy it. All right, so I went ahead and used rubbing alcohol, and that shined it right up. Oh, absolutely, hands down. And especially with my rhinestones, it also helped with a brush, a toothbrush like the one I have there now. So I used a toothbrush for the rhinestones. It works. I used it for, I used the rubbing alcohol for any haze. It works. But when it comes to the thick glue that was dragged, that's it's actually raised on your cup, that was tricky. That was definitely harder. So I had to do something else, and unfortunately acetone was the only thing. And then I went ahead and did the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol over that, and it worked. So the next thing is the pearls and the rhinestones, you're gonna have haze on it. So you need to use floor wax in a small tiny brush and get in between the rhinestone and the pearl, and it'll shine it right up. Just make sure you buffer it after it dries. And there you go. Perfect cup. That's it, guys. We made it, and it is a beautiful one too. Now, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please drop a comment, or you can follow me on Facebook on my new group page, Tumblers in the Making, as well as any tips and tricks you guys might want to give me. Please do let me know. I would love to learn some more. Besides that, I hope you guys learned a lot. Thank you for watching.